$1 million.
Are you kidding me?
2026. Do you want to take a guess?
35.
$31 million.
Oh, my gosh.
2027. Do you want to take a guess?
38.
$45 million.
Okay, yeah, and that'll be an absolute bargain.
Okay, so
for starting quarterbacks by then.
2027, he finally gets a $45 million cap hit. Okay, that's in 2027. By that point, Joe Burrow hit his $40+ million cap hit in 2025. Justin Herbert hit his $40 million cap hit in 2026. Lamar Jackson hit it in 2025. Daniel Jones hit it in 2024, and Patrick Mahomes has hit it next season. Like this is insane. Like, it just highlights how good of a job Howie did, but something we talked about yesterday, how good of a job Howie did, how good of an owner Jeffrey Lurie is to cut the guaranteed check money. That's I think is the big deal. I mean, that differentiates. I don't think Jeffrey gets enough credit for it because he does have to cut the check, but these numbers are insane. I mean, the fact that you've got your franchise quarterback who signed his deal this year a couple months ago on a $6 million cap hit, and then next year you go $13 million. You look at something like San Francisco is a good example of this. San Francisco is fortunate that they had Brock Purdy on his rookie deal and he's making no money because he was Mr. Irrelevant. But when you look at the contract situation in San Francisco, next year it is brutal. Like, they can't keep everybody. They're going to have to do something. No, they've got to win. You know what's funny is I think that San Francisco's situation sort of looks like the Eagles' situation last year. They knew they were never going to bring back as talented a team this year as they had last year. And they were going to lose some guys. Cap is fake, so they can restructure it. But I have way more confidence in the cap being fake with Howie Roseman and restructuring and all that than I would if I was the 49ers fan with John Lynch. But it's just once again, I just want to make some Eagles fans feel a little better. That number's crazy. When you see, it's gotten to the point where anytime I see a quarterback sign a new deal or restructure his contract, I immediately play the game of, let's see how good Howie is. So because the cap hits are insane. That is amazing. That's an amazing number, but I will say why is our secondary so thin then? Well, the money's got to go somewhere. I mean, I can look. I can tell you because it just seems a little strange to me when you got that low a cap number on your quarterback. The depth in general is thin in some areas as opposed to others. I mean, but they did sign Bradbury to a new contract. They did sign Darius Slay to a new contract. Yeah. I mean, their cap hit this season. The most expensive guy is Lane Johnson. I heard they have $59 million or something like that available for next year. I'd have to look. Cap space, something like that. But just under $60 million. Is Reddick up after this year? Did he sign a 2 or 3? One more year. He's one more year. But they're going to renegotiate. He's got to get paid. That number's he's got to get paid based on the year, though, Bob. Yeah. Right? What do you think on that? They're probably not. I think they brought him in on a really good deal. They did, and they're probably not jumping at this point. 2 weeks in, granted, but they're probably not jumping to hand him a whole bunch of money. They want to see it again. Yeah, we'll see. But he's, looking at the Eagles this year, Lane Johnson, $14 million, he leads the way. Darius Slay after that is $11 million cap hit, and then Jason Kelsey, Brandon Graham, A.J. Brown. Hassan Reddick's at $7 million. And Lane renegotiated this offseason. Yep. He got some money. Jeffrey Lurie cut him a check, which helped his cap hit. So great job, Pat. Your applause for Jeffrey Lurie is definitely well placed. I really think he doesn't get enough credit in terms of people appreciating Philadelphia, not athletes, but figureheads. I don't think he gets enough credit just because he's an owner, and the immediate reaction with owners is, they're gross. Like, I don't like owners. They're yucky. They just care about money. Jeffrey Lurie has proven time and time again with his checkbook, he cares about winning. Correct. And he's realized, which a lot of owners haven't, that winning will get you money. You know, he and Howie might go down as one of the best 1-2 punches in sports history in this city. They'll be Hall of Famers. I mean, if you think about it, you can go players, you can go GMs, you can go coach, player, whatever. But a 1-2 punch with the sustainability that they've had and probably are going to have, they might be the best, if not one of the best in this city. And because of their personal relationship, Howie didn't ditch when Chip Kelly pulled his power play. Yeah. And that played into him being here, which has helped. Yeah, I never would have thought I would have been praising him like 2 seasons ago, and now I feel like I have this topic, every couple months when a new deal goes down. But just looking at the cap hits, it's like shocking. Yeah, how good some of these contracts have been for the Eagles. And I think one of the reasons, the guaranteed money is one of the reasons why the Eagles are always in play for top-level free agents, because what do players want? They want the guaranteed cash. And when you have guaranteed cash offer up in terms of a free agent,
there it goes.
It's all right.
Put it in the
Philadelphia.
bank.
All right, let's start looking for real estate.
Hey, Tristan, one of our fine listeners. We love Tristan. He comes out to a lot of the remote broadcasts
what's up,
and things like
Tristan?
that. His brother, Gavin, who is his Brandon Marsh lookalike,
Yeah, it looks just like him.
turns 24 today.
Oh, congratulations.
So, Gavin.
Happy birthday, Gavin.
Gavin, 24. What a great name.
He's a good dude. They're both great. Tristan's
They're really
a great
great.
kid.
Gavin and Tristan. Their parents put some thought into the names.
Yeah.
Me, John without a middle name. I mean, seriously. Come on, Betty. You should have stood up for something. I deserved a middle name. My brother and sister got one. I just didn't get one. But
And once again, it's just like Bob with his pool. My heart bleeds for you, John.
I passed on Shaqtavius, too.
Yeah,
for that
money.
That
is the dumbest thing you've ever done.
$50,000, and I passed on it.
I thought it was dumb when you said, all right, I'll take Cooney and Egan on your show. But when I found out that, I went, maybe he's just an idiot.
And by the way,
50K?
hello to our YouTube audience. We appreciate you. It's finally gotten up. Haley doing a great job this morning working with IT to try to get everything fixed. Good job, Haley. Good job, and we welcome you in. Sorry about the delays today on the YouTube side. We still have things we want to get to before the end of the show, including a Sixers edition that may or may not move the needle for you. Could have some debate on that. John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Look, football is king, and live wagering during football
Now, back to the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. Just hearing Bob say Buccaneers, which was just a typo. But hearing that was sort of made my morning a little bit. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah, come on.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
You had a sad day yesterday. And moments like that can make you chuckle a little bit.
Sad today, too.
I'm not sad today. I'm happy.
It's sad Bob.
Bob gave us
sad Bob.
Bob gave us truth serum earlier on in the show too, and he made us give truthful answers about getting sucked back into this Phillies team that you can do it again this October.
Uh-huh.
And
John's
I said
there.
you were surprised though. You thought I'd say no.
Yeah.
No.
I thought you'd say no. I knew Pat would say no.
I want to believe that
And that was the question,
they've
kind of,
got
right?
it. I want to believe that they've got it in them.
Can they make you a believer?
Aaron Nola can make me a believer. He's got 3 chances.
And Aaron Nola's the reason that Pat won't become a believer.
And I think Pat's
It's him with
absolutely fair, though. You're absolutely fair.
It's him and it's the pitching staff as a whole.
Yeah, the bullpen, too. You're right,
Yep.
Pat.
I don't think like Pat. I think you're very fair there.
Well, I mean, try to be, balanced with it, but I just have seen a bullpen that's been crumbling all season long, and a rotation that hasn't lived up to what they probably should have been. And at this point, they are who they are. So to expect Aaron Nola as a 4.6 ERA to all of a sudden become a world beater is
Right.
tough for me to envision. Even after last year, it's tough for me to go, oh, he pitched 200 innings and all of a sudden he's going to just turn it on. I really do. I would love to be wrong. I'd love to be laughing about this moment saying, oh, I was young and naive. But as I sit here today, I don't have confidence in anybody that throws a baseball for that team.
Okay, I want a camera on Pat tonight, Bob. Braves go out, throw Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider leaves the mound in the top of the 4th, and the Phillies have scored 5 runs on him. I think, Pat, that the offense may win you over. The confidence that this team maybe has a swagger, because the offense has had the swagger now for pretty much 6 weeks.
Yeah.
7 weeks. This isn't a blip on the radar. They're hitting like we all dreamed they would hit.
Yeah, I think it's the team that we all thought about in spring training, right?
Absolutely.
We thought that Trey Turner was going to be this good of a hitter. He's a career 300 hitter, and so on and so forth down the line with a couple of good surprises in Stott and Bohm. But, yeah, this is who we thought they were. And I got to be honest, I'm a little bit more excited, I think, about these playoffs right now than maybe you guys are, because I can't wait to see this team hit in the playoffs.
It's so weird because I get an email who was Charles saying, okay, so you guarantee that the Phillies are going to win the wild card series, but you have doubts about this team being able to get back to the World Series. There are 2 huge steps between the wild card series and making the World Series. I mean, last year, I think things broke in you took care of the Braves. You took care of the second best team in the National League. And then you got the break that the Padres took out the Dodgers, the number 1 team. Mm-hmm. You got a little bit of a break there. Now, things can happen like that can change everything. They could change my entire point of view on things, depending on how things go.
Sure.
If a few things break your way, I mean, I'm feeling good. I feel good about the offense. I feel completely believable that I think that they're not going to show up in the postseason and score 7 runs in 3 games, like in a wild card series. This team's going to rake, and I think they're going to rake when they're at home. I think they're especially going to rake.
And you know what else is fun? If you watch Schwarber hitting now, he's not just home run or strikeout. He's walking an awful lot. Hit his 45th home run last night to go with 45 singles.
Which is
that unbelievable? It's like,
and
now,
what was he hitting? 190s?
Now we can yeah, he's up near 200. He's up there. So, but he's getting on base, and then you have Turner coming up doing what Turner does, and I think this offense is in a groove that they're going to carry over into the playoffs. Pat's exactly right. You're right. It all comes down to the pitching and the bullpen as much as a Aaron Nola, because bullpen's going to have to be there for you every day. That's the bring down right there, pitching.
And but they do have a chance. They do have a chance to win you over because it's what we're talking to. Last year, we saw Aaron Nola get hot. He pitched on a Monday night in Houston, won the division title for them with Zach Eflin. He pitched the following Saturday night in St. Louis, and he was outrageously good against the 7 innings scoreless against the Cardinals in a game that ended up clinching that series. He then pitches the following Friday afternoon against the Braves and was really, really good. That's 2 weeks of baseball. That was 2 weeks of time.
Yep.
And Aaron Nola turned it on and looked great. If he shows me in the next 2 starts, absolutely. If he goes out there and has 2 great starts, Pat, I'm going to be drinking the Kool-Aid, and it's going to be like, oh, I thought you didn't believe in Aaron Nola all year long. He's got to make me a believer. I don't know why anybody would be a believer right now, and I know you aren't
I'm
at
not.
the moment.
Yeah, I need to. Like even his good starts, they're just so few and far between that the idea of stringing together 2 good starts is just I can't even envision that world at this point with him. He's just not having a good year. He hasn't had a good year, and at this point, I laid it out earlier today. If he goes 6 and gives up 3, I'm pleased with that start, which is sad because it's a 4.5 ERA. But if he goes 6 and gives up 3, you're not taxing the bullpen as much, and 3 runs, your offense should be able to score 4. Your offense is good enough, and that is you guys are right. That's the point of hope for me is the offense and performances like we saw yesterday, where they can just they can beat their opponent with the long ball if they choose to do it. It's a matter of they need to be clicking on all cylinders because you get into the bullpen, it's not great. You know, we got to see Sir Anthony and Greg Soto out there, and Kimbrel can get rocky at times. It's just not ideal.
See, I don't think we're going to see Craig Kimbrel being asked to pitch in non-save situations in the postseason. I don't see that being something that they're going to do. So to me, I feel good about Craig Kimbrel. Like I think Craig Kimbrel will be pretty good. And
I think he's okay. Yeah, I think he's all right. He pitched a lot, and now you can give him a little bit of rest, it appears. I think he'll be fine. He's the
What are you going to say?
Maybe the least of my worries out of the bullpen.
I think he is the least of my worries.
Yeah, Hoffman's pitching well, but Sir Anthony and Alvarado are kind of struggling a little bit. We'll see what Lorenzen is. That's going to be that's interesting.
I was so bought in on that. I was so bought into that Lorenzen was going to be this big difference maker for them, and he hasn't been. So it just hasn't worked out that way.
He gave you one good game.
He did. He gave you a really memorable good game.
It was pretty cool watching.
I never would have seen what happened afterwards. Hey, Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. You can explore more at your local Staples store, which is great. Now, earlier on in the show, Pat, we were talking about the punter. The Eagles changed punters.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a point of stress for us, but there might be a little bit of a point of stress.
A little bit. I never thought of it until we had Jeff Mosher on. So don't blame me. I'm the messenger.
So we're blaming Mosher.
Send all your hate tweets to Jeff Mosher.
Mosher, who comes out for our first Friday, does a great job. And now you're saying to just go after Jeff Mosher.
Yeah, any complaints that you might have on the show, this topic or other, really, can be attributed to Jeff Mosher. But I never thought about this because, like many Eagles fans, when Aaron Siposs was brought back, I said, why? And then when they cut the one guy they brought into training camp to be his competition, I thought, why? And then when it was clear that he was going to be the punter on week 1, I thought, why are we doing this? And Mosher came in and said, look, one of the reasons why he's on the team is because he's a really good holder, and Jake Elliott's comfortable with him. And when you look at Jake Elliott, who for a time there in his Eagles career, he was not this automatic, 3 points on the board, automatic extra point guy. I mean, it was weird. Like, he would go and nail 50-yarders and then struggle to hit the 25-yarder. But when you look at when it all clicked and he became Mr. Automatic, it was when Aaron Siposs came in and started holding for him. So with the new role of Aaron Siposs getting let go and Mon being brought in, I wonder if it affects Jake Elliott at all. I wonder if on Monday Jake Elliott lines up for a 37-yarder that we go, okay, that's an automatic 3 points, and he surprisingly misses it. I don't think it's this long-term effect that is going to be plaguing him all season long. that, oh my God, I don't have my safety blanket like Linus with Aaron Sipos. I think eventually it'll get right, but I do wonder if it has anything, and there's anything to it where Monday there's a little bit growing pains and getting used to a new guy, and if it affects it, because we have seen before where the long snapper or whoever goes down and they have to throw somebody else in there, and it does end up having an effect initially. But then they end up getting somebody in there, or the new guy ends up righting the ship or whatever. They work together long enough. So the good news is it's enough time, I think, in between games. You play on Monday night instead of Sunday or Thursday, so it's enough time. But it's something to keep an eye on for Monday.
Request permission Monday night that if the Eagles miss a field goal, that I can turn to Pat Egan in the stadium and punch him in the face.
How about shoulder punch? Shoulder punch.
Dude, if you want it, you can get it right now.
I'd say shoulder punch, fully acceptable. I bet the audience, right now, Haley, the YouTube audience, after this has been put into the universe, if there's a critical field goal or any field goal missed by Jake Elliott on Monday night, Haley, find out what the YouTube community, because I think their vote. A punch in the face from Bob.
I wouldn't do. You know I would never.
How about a punch in the shoulder, though?
Why don't you bring it?
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
You can get it, old man. You're hobbling around these offices like somebody who's hobbling.
He is a little hobbled right
Nailed
now.
that
You're getting
watch yourself
professional
there,
with
son.
the English language.
He's hobbling around like somebody who's hobbled.
Yeah.
Pat, you are a wordsmith.
I am paid the big bucks for moments like that, John.
I just do not dig the idea that somebody would be on the roster because they hold the football for the kicker.
Well, think about it. Somebody's on the roster because they kicked the ball really high up in the air, and then it might land 40 yards. That's the whole thing with special teams. It's like a specialty.
Yeah,
my job is I kick the ball through the uprights. That's my one trait that I do really well. So it does oddly make sense. We don't ever think of the reason the punter who sucks at punting is on the team is because he's a good holder. We don't think of that. But
No.
it did. Okay, did my topic at all? Did I creep a little seed of doubt?
Yes, you did.
I
And then you trotted out the Todd Bowles stuff.
I think the Todd Bowles thing's more realistic than this, but I think
Todd Bowles has been a bad NFL head coach. He's 2-0 right now, but he's been a marvelous coordinator. He is a top 5 defensive coordinator. So you put that boogeyman in my head. Now this.
Yeah, but like with the putting that in your head, I still put the Todd Bowles stuff at like 5 to 10%.
And I did not.
You put it at 60.
No, because I respect Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator.
You're scared of Todd Bowles and you're scared of the
Buccaneers?
I'm a little scared of that. By the way, Pat, he's got the ball. Bob's got the ball in his hand. He was gripping it so hard when you continued to speak. I thought there was going to be an incident.
It's
I
amazing
thought he was going to throw that ball right in your face.
all Bob Cooney does is tell us to speak for ourselves, and when I do it, he gets mad.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all.
It seems like you're mad and you're sad.
Wait till the YouTube audience comes up with their vote.
This is emo Bob over here.
Does Pat get the punch in the face in Tampa?
Look, honestly, if I'm a part of the YouTube crowd, I'm cheering for anyone who can punch in the face. Like I like MMA,
violence.
so yeah.
And best part is,
that's
Bob,
what I cheer for.
Doc was in the sheriff's department in Tampa, so we can get you out of any charges.
I can't wait to show up on like Barstool of these heinous Eagles fans fighting in the stands,
and it's Bob and Pat,
and it's me and Bob, and I'm trying not to get punched in the face.
Pat's trying to go
flinging ice cream at each other.
Pat's going, go for the back,
Really,
back punch.
In reality, we think it's like this big like heavyweight fight. It's like Miocic versus John Jones. And in reality, it's like me and him slap boxing.
What was it, Bob
Get
versus?
away from me.
Was it Bob versus Jen at FanFest?
No, that Andrew took.
It was
that.
Andrew
Yeah.
versus Jen.
Apparently, Andrew held back no punches on that one.
No, he didn't.
He took it to her.
Hey, Steven from Bordentown, New Jersey. Bordentown, Bob?
Yeah, it's Bordentown 206. It's Burlington County.
Okay.
So it's not far.
He says, I was the exact same way as you, John, about the end of the season with the Super Bowl. I did not feel defeated like I did when they lost the Super Bowl to the Pats. I felt an almost confidence, the feeling that it was okay because this was the start of something that was going to be great. By the way, Steven, I still feel that way today. I still feel that exact way today. But I do believe that mentality is a loser's mentality. And I had it. I wasn't I went to bed. I think I was asleep 45 minutes after the Super Bowl loss. Maybe an hour. Because we had some company, but I wasn't up late. I fell asleep and I slept that night.
It was a good football game.
I thought it was a great football game.
Two of the best football games over the last 7 years have involved the Eagles. That Patriots game was unbelievably wild and entertaining, and obviously you got the win. But, yeah, that Chiefs game, that was a great football game.
It was a great game.
I think that goes to something of not being as disappointed when your team played really well.
But the championship, Pat, is that loser mentality? Because I do look at it as a loser mentality, and I'm shocked that I had it. Because I don't tend to embrace that, being happy with the loss, be okay with the loss. Because I think, my dad used to say, show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. And I think that's stuck in my head.
Look, it depends on how the season's gone to that point. When the Eagles lose to the Bucs and, 8 weeks earlier, we're flying back from Vegas going, all right, draft pick time. You're not expecting them to get to the playoffs. So just getting an extra game, and it goes back to what Bob laid out of getting sad over sports. One of the things you brought up was football being done. Now, you brought up the Super Bowl.
I didn't feel like I felt proud of them.
Well, but
despite the loss, I felt really proud. And I think it's the day where I totally became a Jalen Hurts complete believer because of the way he played on the biggest stage. And I still will insist to people, and I've argued it with my friends, argued it on here. I believe he outplayed Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Super Bowl is a little bit different, and we didn't have aspirations of the Super Bowl last season when the season started. But you get to the point where it's like, wow, this team could really do it. You're up 10. I think ultimately what helps cure that pain was the fact that we saw it 5 years ago. And I think if you don't see a Super Bowl 5 years before with Nick Foles, the state of depression that this city would have been in would have been that and then some. But when you lose,
I would agree with
when
that.
you lose the Super Bowl like they did on, I say ticky-tack call, but it's the right call, but it's ticky-tack call. And the conditions and everything, it's the excuses start coming out. Field, Gannon looking for houses at halftime, all of that.
Which is so ridiculous.
But the big thing is it's like the window's very much open. It hasn't closed. So it's a combination of we saw it 5 years ago and the window's very open, whereas Sixers lose to Boston the way they did, and I'm depressed about it to this day because I'm like, well, the window's probably closed.
Yeah, I'm pissed about Easter Sunday. Or was it Mother's Day?
It was Mother's Day.
Mother's Day this year.
Because they don't like the moms.
I think that was part of it.
Yeah, they just... That's the only logical conclusion I can come back with is this.
I don't think that's right.
Some of the players just don't like moms out there.
We had Father's Day got ruined one time, and then Mother's Day got ruined again. The Sixers are now going, is there another day they can ruin?
They just don't like parents.
Flag Day. See, now if they ruin Flag Day, that's in June.
They're big Arbor Day people. They're like undefeated in the last 15 years on Arbor Day.
I didn't know. You've done that research?
You haven't?
I haven't.
Your numbers boy, and you haven't done that?
Geek Boy has not.
That's embarrassing for you. People are laughing at you right now on the YouTube.
Yeah, it's
page.
not good that I didn't do that. By the way, Pat, as you crow, Punch in the Face did win.
Yeah,
on the YouTube poll.
Surprised about that, but once again, if Bob wants it, he can get it.
Man, Bob, I think he's really.
I'll tune up your calf muscles and kidneys, bud. You'll be pissing blood for a week.
All right, man.
I think this could be a battle.
We can do it right now if you want. We got 10 minutes
we don't have to wait. We're going to save it for next. I thought we'd save it for next fan fest.
I only need a minute 45. I'm good, but just let me know, and you got to stretch first.
That's for a fight.
That's all you got in you is a minute 45.
Just make that clear.
Ask any woman who's ever been with me.
Okay, that's a fight. I wanted to make sure of that. So tonight, Spencer Strider. Does it mean anything? If you go and trounce them tonight, and does it truly mean anything?
I think it does. Yeah, and not even trounce. Just beat them. Just beat one of their best pitchers. Like I said earlier, I laugh, and I've seen this in sports where you just get that little mental victory. They're not going to win a playoff series against the Braves today or tomorrow.
No.
They're not going to do anything to that. But yeah, they can plant a nice little seed. They can walk out of there and wink at each other and be like, got them right where we want them. Let them celebrate on our home, whatever. I think you can gain a boatload of confidence by having a performance like you did last night and maybe a real good performance against one of their top pitchers. Oh, yeah.
I loved how they worked the counts on him here in Philly. And I believe if the game stat was right, they had the longest inning that he had the most pitches he had to throw in an inning. So to me, I'm looking at it going, maybe they have something on Strider. Maybe they have a little bit of a confidence.
Well, it probably brewed last year in the playoffs, right? So maybe whatever it is, yeah, I'm pretty cool with them coming out with that just quiet confidence
Yes.
of, all right, they know we were here. We'll be back. We'll see you.
I
would like the idea of Spencer Strider going into the playoffs with the last memory being the Phillies hammering him. But
there's a but. Now, what's the but?
If I'm Spencer Strider and I get rocked, I don't care. Because the game, to me, as a Brave, is meaningless.
The only thing is...
And I'm probably working on secondary stuff anyway. I'm not going out there and... But go ahead, because you had a good point that I didn't think of.
Yeah, I'm saying to myself is that that Friday afternoon, I guarantee is in his brain.
Oh,
that Friday afternoon and seeing the spiked bat, which, by the way, I meant to share that. The spiked bat, there is I have unconfirmed reports that the spiked bat picture is posted on a board.
Cool.
That it's something that really didn't sit well.
Maybe. Oh well, they shouldn't have given up the home run.
That's what I would say. And I'm all for people celebrating and having fun. I love the Latin influence of the game.
Yeah, me
when
too.
you watch the Latin American games and they're playing the music and guys are I have no problem with that.
Yeah, hit it, celebrate it. What doesn't sit well with me is when Aaron Nola gives up home runs.
Yeah,
I'm not even focused on celebrations. I'm focused on that. If you didn't like it, Spencer Strider, you shouldn't have given it up.
Yeah, well, reportedly, I heard that there is a picture of that.
Good. And maybe they can get Reese to sign it.
I think they should.
I thought what you were going to bring up was Spencer Strider should go out there and try to dominate tonight because they've lost 4 in a row and
I
the
think
Dodgers
that's
have won
coming.
4 in a row. You brought that up earlier. It's a really good point.
I mean, they still want they don't want home field. They don't want to be opening up that series in L.A. So this is a big game tonight. I mean, they've lost. They had an 8-game lead on the top seed when they clinched the division, and now they have a 4-game lead.
They're going to look to win tonight.
I think they're going to look to send a message tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow is the give-up lineup from Snitker, a 12:05 game. If they win tonight,
See Thompson doing that too?
he does. Well, he does the give-up before he clinches.
Yeah.
See, Snitker clinches something before he does the give-up net.
Hey, Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia is your game day headquarters. That's right. Pre-game the Birds at the Ultimate Tailgate, just steps away from the stadium. With me, Andrew Saltunis, and that little man over there, Pat Egan, for the FanDuel pregame show. We'll be there before every Eagles home game.
And it's a party. Right?
Oh, it's so much fun.
And that's the bottom line. It's a party.
Oh, big party.
And they do a great job with it. And you'll have E-Rock will be there spinning tunes.
Yep.
Which is always fun.
Probably an Eagle in the house. Not a current Eagle, former Eagle in the house. Come by, say hello.
Which would be
if
great.
we don't scare them off.
Well, the current Eagles, they do want to come because I've heard about the legends of the tailgates. They have
got
a
work.
game.
They got work.
Every time it's damn, I got work. I'll try to call out next time because I've never been to a Philly Sports Trips event that hasn't been a good time.
No, they do make it such a great party.
Oh, it's awesome.
Because we were at the Vegas event. I think the Vegas pregame tailgate with the pool and the DJ
awesome.
and the dance contest was absolutely amazing. You walk to the stadium.
That was cool. That was
amazing.
really, really cool.
And the day sucked. The game sucked.
You did.
But and as Connor and Heavy Chevy and I sat in the seats with the people.
Yeah, the row behind us.
I remember losing. We lost. At one point, we just lost sight of you.
We went to get a beer and a pretzel.
No, we went to go hobnob with celebs.
And then we did that on. Yeah, we got a text.
You had a good time with that.
That's what we are. You know.
That was a really. I mean, you guys were.
I mean, if you were walking to get a beer or something like that, and you got a text from, I don't know, who's a friend that's
Shaq.
a player, like,
Okay,
yeah,
Shaq says come into the box.
hey, you're not coming back to say it to us, like,
No,
hey,
but I'm telling you where I'm at.
I don't think you are.
Yes, I would.
Well, see, we didn't think we were going to get there, but it just luck.
But
just
wait a
so
minute, you
happened
walked your
that-
way in.
It is truly one of my favorite Bob Cooney stories of all time. Is going down the escalator. And it's like, this isn't going to work, Bob. And all right, we'll see. And he just showed the guy a text message.
I think it's because
Just
I'm
act
supposed to
like
see this
we
guy?
belong. Just act like we belong. And we just kept going and going and going. And then the security
Supposed to
guy.
be with
But
this
the thing
guy?
is, though, I think it's because of the fact, Pat, you underestimated that Bobby has been in so many stadiums and has walked into so many locker rooms that he sort of knows how to maneuver security. That if you look, I always believe if you look like you belong, you belong.
Well, what's crazy is he started playing 6 Degrees of Bob Cooney with the guy, and that eventually got us in. Where
He found out his mother was from Cherry Hill.
he went, "Where are you from?" And the guy said, "Las Vegas." And he said, "Oh, no way. Where about?" And he said, and next
I
thing
used to work
look,
with a guy
it
named
wasn't
Vegas Vic.
It wasn't 6 degrees. It took about 27 degrees to get to there, but eventually Bob made the connection that this guy's mother's grandmother's fiance's brother's mailman's second cousin is from Cherry Hill. Actually goes to PJ's all the time.
The fact that we are going into a very private thing on the field, and when the guy looks at us like, "What do you guys got?" and I say, "Brian Westbrook just texted me to come down," and I hold up my phone, and he turns, and Pat and I both thought he was putting up the thing to stop us, like the gate
The
thing.
partition.
He turns around and opens it for us and says, "Go ahead."
Man, they did not care
I'll
at
never
all.
forget
They were
that.
really,
That
they
was
were really,
hysterical.
they were getting fooled by they were getting fooled too by people with fake COVID things on their phone.
Really?
Yeah, remember you had to show the COVID
Yeah.
that
Now
day?
you bring it
There
up,
were people
yeah.
totally. There was one guy who had it. He texted it to 4 different people while we were waiting to get in, and his whole party went in on his clear COVID thing. See?
Cool.
That he was vaccinated.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, it was really good. He wandered
Seems
right
like
in on that one.
Seems like a real team player. That
Bob,
guy.
I'm sorry I missed this. I'm sorry on the Kelly Oubre thing. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Keep Oubre. Anything really worth earth shattering? We can talk about it tomorrow.
it's
But
kinda-
anything earth shattering?
no,
Does it
it's,
mean a deal's coming?
It could. Maybe they see him as a wing. It's a guy that averaged 20 points on a team. Bad team last year. Good scorers on bad teams. Dime a dozen. Kind of weird that he's been sitting out and signed such a minimal contract.
He's supposedly incredibly disliked.
Yeah, there's
Around
that.
the league.
I
Plus,
do
he
like
was an
his
ex-Rocket,
left-handed. Probably,
another
yeah.
ex-Rocket.
I don't know.
We're like the Houston Sixers. The way this
Yeah,
thing's
and they were
going.
so great. So.
Oh my gosh! How about share a little information on that tomorrow with us? Because I'm sorry about that.
That's enough.
It's enough, Kelly
Yeah,
Oubre
honest
talk.
God, that's enough on
You
Kelly
don't think
Oubre.
a trade's coming though? Because a lot of people were
I think
speculating
one has
last
to
night.
come. I don't know how soon it will be. I think they go into training camp with this big albatross. It's just
Well,
not good.
Now the question is on your belief meter, 1 to 10, real quickly, that it will be drama.
No. Not what you can see drama. It'll be
Okay.
behind the scenes drama.
Behind
like,
the scenes drama.
What's going on? Where is he? What is that kind of stuff, I think.
Hey, hopefully everybody has a great Tuesday. I know that Tunis and Connor are getting ready to roll. Support life-saving cancer research. Join us and our generous partner, David Auto Group, and make a donation today to the American Association for Cancer Research. You can do it, and if you're a first-time donator, it'll be doubled. 975thefanatic.com/AACR. I believe that's a donor, not a donator. I'm hoping that cancer research saves lives for me for a third time. Anything you can do will be greatly appreciated. Listen up next. Tunis and Connor coming your way. And then the best show ever here on